you very much. Please have a seat. I'm truly, truly honored to be here. When I listened to the first speaker, because I got in while he was speaking, it felt like he had peeped into my notes, and he had touched on a few things that I thought I would talk about. And I hope that you guys have been having a great time. Have you been having a great time? As I sat at the back, it just occurred to me that you guys won't appreciate this experience until you're much older. You won't appreciate it until, you get to some stages in life when, how they say adulthood is a scam. When nobody's giving you allowance, when if you don't hustle, there'll be no money in your wallet. It's when you get to that point, you will appreciate all of this. So I think before I continue, I'd like that you give a round of applause to the organizers of this event. Clap for them like you mean it. Because the opportunity they are giving to you, it is as you grow older, you'll appreciate it. For some of us, we at this stage, where was I? How old is the youngest person in the room? How old? Somebody at the back is raising a hand. Are you part of this class? Or you're chilling with mommy or your auntie or someone? How old is the youngest person here? 14, 13. When I was 12, okay, is there anybody who is 11? Okay, so 12. There's 11, brilliant. You are 11 years old and you're here already. You are fast tracking your growth. I hope you know. Honestly, I can't even remember what I was doing when I was 11. I honestly can't remember. But if there's anything I remember, I think we were playing with sand. Abi? Yes, now. I don't know that I was seated here and I'm getting nuggets for life and I'm ready. So you guys have a head start. And that's something you should not take for granted. I will go into my notes. There are a few things I will talk to us about. And I like that the anchor already talked about what key tools, that are AI related. And I saw that a few of us had made comments. And for me, it's just to establish for us today that AI is not something you and I should be scared about. I think that's the most important thing I wanted to emphasize this morning. So you should not hear about AI. We're in the digital age. We're in the AI age. The AI is coming to take everybody's jobs. AI will only take out the people who cannot use AI. Because I hope you know that the reason ChatGPT looks like magic is because of the information human beings give ChatGPT. I hope you know. You and I prompt ChatGPT. It is because you ask ChatGPT a question or Grok or any other one, they then respond to you. So you're the one who initiates it. All of us are prompters. So AI cannot exist in isolation. It still needs us. I was in a session similar to this a month ago talking about AI and all of that. And I was saying to them that when they talk about algorithm, who makes up the algorithm? It is you and I. It's the things that we post. So imagine if all of us didn't have Instagram pages and we were not posting anything. What will the algorithm? Nothing. So you and I create the content. You and I put out this post, and that's what AI is leveraging. So that's a reminder that you and I are not going into extinction. We're not dinosaurs. But what will make the difference is that we are able to use AI to our advantage. And that's what I want to emphasize to you today. Making sure to not be scared or feel like, I can't do this. You can do it. And you just need to prepare your minds and know that everything you need, you can equip yourself. I like all the topics that the former speaker addressed. And like I said, it felt like it was peeping into my notes. So it's a true honor to be here with you guys today, discussing a subject that will define not just our careers, but our societies, the future of work and the jobs of tomorrow. As a matter of speaking, my first child is 11 years old. So today is his birthday, actually. When Bolango called me, I'm sure I was wondering, are you sure you will come here today? This one that today is your son's birthday. So my son is 11 today. And one thing he enjoys doing is football. He likes to play football in school. And I'm encouraging him. Because he doesn't have to do HR like me. I was still talking to one of my friends yesterday that maybe I'll just get him a manager, let him hurry up so I can retire early. What do you people think? You don't agree with me? That's my backup plan now. Once we start playing the football and we're in one serious league, I'll just tell my Oga at work that, thanks so much, have a great time, bye. I want to go and follow my investments. Because the jobs of tomorrow, they are different from accountants, medical, hello. Some content creators today, they earn more than me that I'm standing here. I earn well, I don't earn badly, so don't let me... So I'm sure I don't look poor to you people. So I earn quite well, if you get what I mean. But I know that there are some content creators that what I wait to earn in a whole month, they earn it in a day, in one deal. You think I don't like that? Me too, I want to, you get. But that's the future. When I was growing up, by the way, my birthday is in a few weeks. And I'll be 42. So I'm not small. So when I was growing up, oh, you're clapping for my age. Okay. I hope you're clapping because I don't look 42, you guys. So that it's not like, she's very old. No, I'm young. But I remember that when I was growing up, the careers you could pick from when you were going to uni, you are either accounting, medicine, or law. Any other thing, no more in the future ambition, no? Honestly. When we were growing up. And like the last speaker was saying, going to art class felt like you didn't know anything. I went to art class. Or I was in art class. SS1 to SS3. I graduated. Who can guess the course I studied in university? We're talking about the jobs of tomorrow. So I want to give us the reality of the kind of jobs that will exist when you guys start to work. Who can guess the course I studied in school? I was in art class. Who can guess? Somebody wants to guess? Not law. No, not interrel. I'm hearing something here. English. Thank you very much. So I went off to Babcock University and I studied English for 4 years. And when I was in school, people were telling my mom that, Jumoke ma teach me. Okay, my primary school teacher. Because, yes, now, the moment you teach medicine, you didn't do law. You didn't do accounting. You'd be like, your future is shaky. But that's not the reality today. And I hope you know that even for those of us that have graduated, or you're already in school and it's too late to change what you're studying, please know that your first degree is a leveler. It doesn't need to define you. So some people will say, this is the course they gave me. Please I hope you like what you do because that's very important. I hope. Because like I said, the last speaker said my mind too much. If you do what you enjoy, you won't struggle. And that way you can come out with a great grade. And for those of us that are still on campus, please, the grade you graduate with is very important. Don't let anybody lie to you. I have my colleagues here, because yes, I work in Wema Bank. And part of our recruitment, there's some class of degree we cannot hire. I won't lie to you. So you can be telling me, I'm very smart, I'm very smart. If your degree is not showing me how smart you are, you won't even get to the door of the interview. So for those of us that are still on campus, please, and those of us that are prepping to go to school, read, study, have a good grade, so that you don't have to shalaye. Because if you don't have a good grade, you will what? You will shalaye all through. The point you need to stop shalaing is when you now have a lot of experience that can cover the bad grade you had in school. And that's a long time. So while you are shalaing, people are going in front. So please, whatever your hand has found to do when you're on campus, face it and have good grades. That gives you a leverage. You can even have good grades and not get a great job on time. I hope you know. The struggle is real. So imagine if your grades are not good. So that's the first thing I'll start with. Please let us study. And so the jobs of the future they're very unique. But like I said, the most important thing is that you are mindful to stay sharp. You are mindful to not be distracted, to focus on, okay, I remember when I was on campus, I didn't know to do anything else. I just knew I was coming into a private university. So my brothers had my first brother went to OAU, studied accounting. My second brother, computer engineering from LASU. But strikes had been going on and on and on, and I'd lost about 2 years. And so my mom was like, just go to private university. So as I was going into Babcock, I knew that I didn't have time. What they sent me here to do was study. And I was reading like my life depended on it. And I'm the better for it. And so I graduated with a 2-1, and it was time to pursue a career. I wanted to pursue public relations. That was what I wanted to do. But I found myself in a HR consulting firm. And my career started there. I started to take on HR responsibilities, and that's how my career in HR started. And today, I'm nearing the peak of my career. I say that with humility. And I look back and I'm like, it's been amazing, almost 20 years of adding value to individuals and organizations. And so no regrets. And that's why I said your first degree is a leveler. So whatever your discipline is, can you pivot? Yes. But have the basic and make sure that your grades are good. I often say that artificial intelligence is not coming, it is already here. Before, we used to say the future of work. We now call it, in the HR circle, we call it the now of work. And so just as electricity transformed industries in the 20th century, AI is reshaping our workplaces today. The big question is not, will AI take our jobs, but rather, how will we as humans evolve to work alongside AI? That's the deal breaker. That's what will make the difference. So there are some things AI can still not do. I remember in 2019, when there was a lot of noise about AI, digital, I was just curious, just before COVID. And I had to do a search. I did a research to say, what skill do I need to be relevant? So that even when, AI or whatever it is, robots are coming, I will not be extinct. I will not be, how they say they will sweep you aside. I wanted to still be relevant. And so when I did my research, I found emotional intelligence. And so what I was saying to me, what the research was saying to me that if you understand emotional intelligence, you can use it to deal with people, but something that AI can never do. I hope you know. I mean never in block letters. Even when you chat with ChatGPT and it's sounding like your paddy, it's sounding like a human being, please no, it's not a robot. It still cannot feel. And that's where you and I are different. So when I understood the importance of emotional intelligence, I went on to take a course on it. And I started to coach people, train organizations, because I understood that where I stand with the tool of emotional intelligence, AI cannot stand beside me. And I've used that to set myself apart. EQ or emotional intelligence has gotten me jobs, has gotten me trainings, it has made me money because I went to study it and I'm helping other people get a hang of it. So what we'll be looking at today, the changing world of work. Work has evolved from the industrial age, digital age, to the AI age now. And you guys are fortunate. So I remember when I was going to write my project in Babcock. This was 2007. That was when I graduated. So when I was going to write my project, I had to travel to UI, University of Ibadan, their library. That's where I sat. Old books. I was opening other people's projects, trying to write my project. But how do you guys write your projects now? I can see. Who are the people who have graduated here? Do you have any graduates or soon to graduate? Soon to graduate. What level are you in? Fantastic. 500 level. So you're working on maybe your project now? Or when? Next semester? Okay, so but as you prepare for it, what tools would you be using to write your project? Please, can she get a mic? What tools would you be using? Because me, I went to sit in UI library. I want to know how you are writing your project. I envy you guys, Sha. So how are you writing your project?
Search for like past.
You said? Fantastic.
Yes, we have Podmates, like they're all online now. And we also make use of.
These are the real Nepo kids. Because there was nothing like Google Scholar. We suffered. As in, can you see? So now she's saying there's a platform, Google Scholar, where you can access past researches and it will help you do your project. That's soft life. We were about the hard life. we suffered. It's you people that are enjoying. And that's the reality of what the AI age is. Like some of the things the facilitator before me said, he said to use social media to your advantage. I believe in the beauty and the power of social media. I believe in it. But if you stay on it and letting it distract you from what you should be doing, very wrong. I make money on social media. You better be making. So if you are just consuming content, you're not adding value. You are not churning content that can translate to Naira and Kobo for you or USD, depending on the currency you want to trade in. That's where you're wrong. So you should use social media and use it to your advantage. So yes, there's a bit about hybrid work, gig economy, portfolio careers, all those things are the new normal. And then of course, employers are moving from focusing on degrees to skills and value creation. In my last job, before I joined Wema Bank, I was working for a fintech company and we're going to recruit a front-end engineer. Now this guy had gone on to take courses in front-end engineering and he wasn't a graduate. And we hired him. Did you hear me? He was not a graduate. He had not gone through the four walls of a university to earn a certificate as a graduate. But we hired him as a front-end engineer. Why? He understood front-end engineering. At the time, I was recruiting a lot of expatriates. And there were many Indian engineers. I mean, front-end, back-end, or iOS, different tracks. And all of these guys are taking their engineering courses from Udemy. How many of us know Udemy? So you will see Udemy, you will go. But Udemy is what some people are staying on, taking courses, and they're equipping themselves to be able to pitch for really good, juicy jobs. So this is the new normal. And the earlier we get used to it, the better. So a lot of organizations are focusing now on skills. It's not in, as I said, your first degree is a leveler. You have degree in this. And what else? That's what they will ask you. So what courses are you taking? What trainings are you taking? Those things are now becoming important beyond your first degree. And I hope you know that for as many of us that are nearing graduation, as you're graduating, there are many people who have graduated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, still trying to get jobs. And Ayotunde already put me on the spot. So yes, we take on interns. So you are in school, you need an opportunity to intern. We'll be happy to accommodate that. I thought they were going to clap for me. They didn't clap. Maybe I should take back the offer. But yes, and the idea of the internship, there's something we currently do. We've done it. This is 3rd edition. We call it the Alert Summer Internship. And what we do with that is we bring people at your level, secondary, uni, undergrads, and they come for a whole month, the whole of August. And so we deploy them to different departments. It was amazing to see how young people started to understand work. One of the feedback we got from one of the attendees was, now I follow mommy to work, and then we go back home together, and then we're in traffic. Now I see what it takes, what mommy goes through before she makes money. That experience was, as it is, golden. As we speak, the program is currently on, and they're rounding up next week. And we do that every summer, the whole of August. And it's to prepare their minds so that you know that in Wema Bank will say Kosere ni Moscow. Shalom Shembe. So you guys, by the time you go for internship, you see the real world of work. That's what you're coming back to when you graduate. So when you start to do that as an undergraduate, it helps you. So like I said, you want internship opportunities, maybe we can create a group where you guys can be on, or we connect through the organizers so that you guys can leverage that opportunity. So I was saying AI disruption and opportunities. So what are the disruptions that have happened? A lot of jobs are at risk. So all those routine, repetitive, and manual tasks, they will be automated. So you cannot want to go into a career now that is routine, that is repetitive. Computer or AI, robots, that can be automated. So that's the thing. So those kind of jobs will go out of fashion. And that's not what we should be looking at now. And then a lot more jobs are also enhanced. So workers who embrace AI tools will outperform those who resist them. Use AI to your advantage. Don't run away from it and say, I think I don't want to use it all. It's doing like Ayekoto, or what's that? It's doing like know it all. Use it. And then tweak and adjust. Because remember that it's the people who cannot leverage AI that will become extinct. And then a lot more jobs have been created because of AI. AI ethicists, data annotators, data scientists, human AI trainers, virtual reality designers, etc. So as much as it feels like AI is taking away some jobs, we have new jobs that are also coming. And that's where we should be pitching ourselves. What's the future saying? What kind of role should I go into? So that you are relevant. You don't go out of fashion. So what are the jobs of tomorrow? Green jobs. Tomorrow's jobs will not only be tech heavy, but also human centered. And I'll break them down. Green jobs, renewable energy engineers, climate data analysts, because all of those things are becoming important. Every organization wants to be socially responsible. And so sustainability is becoming a big topic. And that's also the future. We have AI and tech jobs, prompt engineers, machine learning specialists, AI engineers, etc. These are new jobs. You want to go to school, you want to take a course. And like I said, you're already in school, you are taking a course. Don't go through it, follow through. When you graduate, come back out and say, okay, what courses should I be taking? So that you don't leave this room now and go and fight with your parents. Well, they've told me today that I should not do this course I'm doing. It's AI I want to do. Daddy, mommy, if you don't go and fight. That's not what I said though. Mr. Agbola, you are my witness, so I didn't say they should go and revolt. Oh. You guys are quiet. It looks like you want to revolt when you get home. Are you going to revolt? For those of us who are undergrads, I said follow through. When you are done, then you come back and say, okay, I've read through, this is what I want to do, and then go and take certifications. You can do your second degree in it. You can do certifications. You can take trainings. For those of us who are not yet in uni, then you have the fresh start. So that as you're going to uni, you have all of this information and you can, make sure to leverage all the things we're saying when you're taking the right courses. A lot of human-centered jobs are still coming. Therapists, career coaches like me, people practitioners, myself and my colleagues. Roles AI cannot replicate because they require deep empathy and emotional intelligence. So HR cannot go out of fashion. Even if you automate payroll, when somebody loses their spouse, can AI talk to them? And we experience that. Even if I automate my onboarding process, when somebody's performance is poor, is it AI I will tell to go and meet the person and tell the person, AI, oh yeah, put the person on PIP? AI cannot do it. So I'm advertising HR. Please come and join our fellowship. Come and join our fellowship for HR people, because HR cannot go out of fashion. There are some parts of our jobs that we have already automated. But there are some parts that can never be automated because we still need to do them. So yes, for as many people who think HR is an option, you're welcome to the club. Creative and innovation jobs, content strategists, digital storytellers, virtual experience creators, these are the jobs of the future. I have a social media manager. I've had her since 2021, or a virtual assistant. I have a virtual assistant and I've had her since 2021. And so I'm here, for instance, I'm talking to you guys and something goes up on my page. My page is Workplace with Jam on Instagram. Workplace with Jam. And I share tips about workplace and stuff. So as I'm standing here, I'm talking to you guys, a post can go up on Instagram. So there are times people see me at functions and they see a post and like, you are here. No, be me post them. So if you see any content on my page, even on LinkedIn, I'm not the one who does it because I'm busier than that. But I have a virtual assistant, I have a social media manager, and even during the weekend, they clear with me on the content for the week, and then they automate it. Planoli or something. There's something my social media manager uses. She'll put the time, she'll put the content, and all of us will be sleeping. The content will go up. Yeah. When I was growing, when my career was just starting, I used to know copywriters. I don't know, are there still copywriters? But it can't be, I don't know how lucrative being a copywriter is right now when ChatGPT can write me copy. But it was the in thing in advertising back then. But right now, there's a lot of content that goes out that people are asking AI. So some of those things, yes. And that's why I talked about content creators. And one thing I found with content creators is they had a talent, they harnessed it, and a lot of brands now want to farm them. And then, of course, we have health and life sciences. So we have jobs like genetic counselors, biotech researchers, occupational therapists. Again, because of even the usage of social media, a lot of people are having funny addictions that you still need therapists to work them through. And that's what I'm saying, as career counselors, as therapists, as occupational therapists, and this is all embedded in human resources, it cannot go out of fashion because you still need to help people deal with mental health issues and all the issues that come up even as we interact with social media. So what are some of the skills for this AI age? I've listed some of the jobs that we can leverage. I also wanted to touch on skills for the AI age, and then I will end with how to future-proof yourself. So what I've sort of done is to give us background into the changing world of work. I've talked about the disruption and the opportunities that abound, the jobs that are going, the jobs that are coming, the jobs that are enhanced. I've talked about the jobs of tomorrow. So I want to quickly talk about the skills for the AI age. The future is not about humans versus AI, but about humans with AI. So again, I think I've established that. So it's not that AI is contending with humans or human is trying to outsmart AI. No, it's about doing a collabo. And the earlier we do that collabo, the better for all of us. And so to stay relevant, what do we need? Emotional intelligence. That's the first thing on the list. Our unique human edge. And if I'm going to give you a crash course on emotional intelligence, I'll tell you 4 things. And you can note it down. 4 things you need to master that shows that you have emotional intelligence. And the first one is self-awareness. And so when they said you should take a personality test, I was very impressed. Because that's what will help you hack or crack self-awareness. Knowing yourself, your interests, the things you like. I always say it that if you employ a hype man to hype you, you go and leave. You can be sick. But if you don't know how to hype yourself, that's what the problem is. I'm number 1 hype woman of myself. The way I hype myself, you can give somebody a dick. Because I will not wait for somebody else to do it. In most cases, people don't even want to hype you. How about that? So self-awareness is knowing yourself enough and being comfortable in your skin. I feel like speaking Yoruba at this point. Yoruba people say, Togo eni badani loju afingbari ni. It's sure for you. That's self-awareness. So what is sure for you in this room? What do you know so well? You know it so well that nobody can, Somebody said mescafon yesterday. I don't know where I was. And I had mescafon and I'm like, Where did that come from? That's long ago. So you need to go and be self-aware. As in that assessment test you did, brilliant. And there are many more things you need to do around that. The second thing that can help you crack emotional intelligence is self-management. And that's being the CEO of your life. Knowing who to hire, who to fire. You have friends on campus, all they know is, Jack Alojai, they don't read, wrong, no. Know who to hire, who to fire. When it's time to submit an assignment, do the assignment at the right time and submit. So self-management is very key. If you are self-aware and you can self-manage, there's no stopping you. So the first two parts are self-awareness, self-management. The next two parts has to do with your interactions with other people. And that is social awareness and relationship management. Social awareness, knowing what is happening around you, being socially aware. Relationship management is about building solid relationships. People that will open doors. I think the last speaker spoke about network or mentors. I think, he did. So those things help you. So relationship management will help you build relationships. Before you leave this room, I'm hoping that you guys will connect to yourselves. This is a network that they've created for you. Connect with yourselves. You don't know where these relationships can go. And when you get into the world of work, build relationships with people. So that's the place of emotional intelligence. Next is agility and adaptability. The ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Don't say, this is how we know how to do it. No. Have an agile mindset. Be open to change. This is very key. And then critical thinking and ethics. Making sense of complex decisions, yes. So critical thinking is important. When there's a problem, do you run away from the problem? Or do you take a step back and try to unpack it and say, how can we solve this thing? That's a place of critical thinking. So how do you make sense of things? Critical thinking is important. And know that if anybody is going to hire you, they are hiring you to solve a problem. So if you cannot solve problems, you have no business being hired. To be hired to do something, even when you hire consultants, they're coming to solve a problem. So in your 9 to 5, if you're going to get a job, they're hiring you to solve problems. So you need to improve your problem solving and critical thinking skills. The next one is tech fluency. So that's AI fluency. Even if you're not coding, understand the basics of tech. Please. When I said to you that I studied English, I'm doing HR, but I have a Scrum certificate. I have an Agile coaching certificate. Even though I don't plan to code. So understand tech because that's the future. And then lastly, storytelling and communication. So your ability to translate technology into human impact is very important. Storytelling is a very key skill. And the bit of posting content is really storytelling. So if you see people churn content regularly, they sit down, they put something together, and they tell you stories that you can resonate with. So those are skills you need to also acquire. So how do you future-proof yourself as a roundup? Adopt a lifelong learning mindset. I told you I'm 42. I'll be 42 in September. I'm currently taking a HR certification course. If you go and check my LinkedIn, there are lots of courses that I take. As of January this year, I did a diploma in psychology. So if I'm 42 with 2 children, I'm still reading. Please, who has excuse? Raise up your hand and give me your own excuse. Oh, okay, no takers. Somebody was raising a hand at the back. Oh, okay, no, she didn't. So anybody with any excuse as to why they will not read? Everybody's quiet. You will read, Abby, because you don't have a choice. So please adopt a lifelong learning mindset. Now, you can learn from reading books. You can learn from reading articles, blogs, taking courses, going for trainings, coming for events like this. If it's audio book that works for you, get audio books. There's one app, Edway. It will compress books for you in 15 minutes. And you get the key nuggets out of those books. Whatever works for you. I will not say there's a way you must learn. If it's by a song, whatever, just know how best you learn and make sure that you use it. And then I said, build hybrid skills that blend tech and human expertise. And then, of course, showcase your work through digital portfolios. And I think I've done that in the last 16 years plus. So for many of the awards, the anchor was talking about, they were a function of visibility. One of the awards, there are many, but one of the ones that stand out for me was when I was named a LinkedIn top voice. LinkedIn top voice. And it was because I was churning content on LinkedIn. LinkedIn acknowledged it. They reached out to me and they gave me that title. The greatest thing for me about that title is the fact that I have LinkedIn premium access for life. And I hear that premium now is like 200 plus. I have it. I'm a premium. I'm on, as in like, because I showed up to share content. And then there's Bella Naira, there's the Naira Matrix mention. Because if you check online and you Google my name, the information I put out comes up. So you need to create that for yourselves. And then seek global opportunities. So AI has reduced barriers to geography. In my last job, I had colleagues in Indonesia, India, Estonia, Finland, and we were interacting. As in like, so AI makes that possible for you, or digital age makes that possible. There are many people who live here and work for organizations abroad. So don't close your mind and say, oh, no. The boundaries have been removed. So there's no limits to, the opportunities you can embrace. And lastly, above all, see AI as a partner, not a threat. So if you don't remember anything I've said today, I'm saying, remember that AI is coming to enhance your work. It's not a threat to you. So as we stand at the edge of this AI-driven future, one truth is clear. The future of work is not about machines replacing us. It's about humans evolving and amplified by technology. The jobs of tomorrow will not belong to those with the most prestigious degrees, but to those who are curious, adaptable, emotionally intelligent, and willing to learn continuously, constantly be learning. Let us not be fearful of AI. Instead, let us be future ready, because the future belongs not to the strongest, nor the most intelligent, but to those who are most adaptable to change. So you need to adapt to change. What is change that is calling you? You need to be flexible enough to accommodate that, the nudge, and adapt to change. So one of the things I came with today is this book that I wrote called Why So Hot? And it says how to become the top talent employers love to hire. And I know I've finished my session, but just give me a minute to run through why you need a copy of this book. So the first chapter talks about know thyself, self-awareness, and I spoke to us about that already. Deliberately grow your network, because your network is very key. Chapter 6 is never underestimate the God factor. Did the last speaker say that or not? Because there's a place of my talent, my skill, I can speak English and stuff, but there's a place where it is God who makes the difference. And then, of course, build competencies, develop Jack Welch's generosity gene, be a 360-degree talent, have business acumen, be a team player, always have an exit plan. And these are all the other chapters that are there. The one about generosity gene, I'll talk about it very quickly as I round up. Generosity gene was a concept that I got from Jack Welch. And Jack Welch is a past CEO of General Electric. And he talked about 4 things any leader should do to, help their people. And the first thing was, he said, be the chief meaning officer, be the chief fun officer, be the chief broomer. And then he said, have generosity gene. And that's what I want to dwell on. And generosity gene, simply put, means being okay with seeing other people succeed. So as you go on in life, you will graduate with some people, but you know that you will move at different paces. Some people will be in front. Some people will be here, some people will be behind. And that's the reality of life. So resist the urge to compare and contrast. They say, gratitude turns what you have into enough. So be grateful to God for every point you are in your life. That gratitude is enough. So I think that's one thing I wanted to share with you guys. Generosity, Jen. So when you see other people succeeding, don't be uncomfortable. Don't beef them. Don't hate. Celebrate their goodness. Celebrate the good things God is doing for them. But know it at the back of your mind that it means that God is in the environment. I think that that's the end of my session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jumoke. And thank you all for clapping. I didn't have to ginger you before you started clapping. Please clap for yourselves. Okay, questions. 1, 2, 2 questions. All right, let's take those 2 questions.
Yes, ma'am. You said we should not be afraid, or we should not think of AI replacing human. That we should instead we should be thinking of how we revolve around AI. So, in terms of, for instance, now a woman that should not like go to school or should not have a strong educational background, maybe a company now employer as a cleaner. So now, if she's now replaced by a robot AI that cleans the floor, like our own job now is going to be replaced by that way. Like, is that being revolving or being replaced by that?
This person, like you said, didn't go to school, so the person can take on another job. But can the person do something else? Yes. If it means opening a store or selling stuff, many people sell on social media today. They don't have actual stores. In short, they'll tell you no pick up. They can only deliver to you because they don't have a physical office or a physical shop. So that cleaner also needs to take a step back and say, what else? She can learn to make hair. She can learn to sew. So all of us need to rethink, because really, if the family think, I'd rather use a vacuum cleaner or something to clean my house, I don't need you. It's not likely though, because there's some corners that the machine cannot clean, let's be honest. So you have dishwasher, you have this, you have that. The slab of your kitchen, will it clean itself? So somebody still needs to clean it. But we're also saying that for people like that, what else can they do? So if you see that this line of business is looking like there's a threat, you should rethink and look for other options. So I hope that helps.
So my question is not based on business factor, but academical factor. Like as secondary school students, because right now there is a range of highest number of malpractice, like due to the fact that people use AI. So what I'm trying to say is that you said that we should adopt this AI and use it, but we are secondary students. I'm trying to say that because I've gone for so many programs where they said that AI is the cause for the reason why students now have poor thinking faculty. They are being given an assignment and immediately they rush, go and search AI. They are unable to sit down and learn and think. So at this point, what are we students meant to do at our age with the use of AI and our education?
That's a brilliant question. To say that, how do we make sure not to rely totally? And that's why I gave context. That when I was writing my projects, for instance, I had to go to a physical library. I don't know that anybody will go to a physical library these days. She talked about Google Scholar, where there are different, researches already done, where they will take from. Now, when you're doing assignments, I have an MBA, so of course I've done some degree of research work. You need to refer to other writers, other scholars, other articles, and that's okay. It is if you are totally lazy and you don't want to do anything. Remember I talked about prompting. You are the one who is telling, so you have an assignment. AI can give you context. Does that mean you just copy and paste? No. AI is giving you an idea of this, how to solve this thing. So you need to take a step back, because if it is all AI written, your lecturer will find out and they will mark you down. Do you understand? So we should not be lazy, and that's why your teachers still come to class to teach you. So your teachers will teach you quite all right. You take those learnings. So they're not teaching you so that you don't apply it. You still need to apply it. But we're saying you should leverage AI. I'm not saying forget, your own brain and not what exercise your brain at all and rely solely on AI. No. But I'm just also telling you that if you do, I don't want to use AI at all, and you continue to go, at the end, when you are graduating, you will now be rusty. Do you see? Whereas the world of work, we use Microsoft Teams at work. And one of the things they've enabled on Microsoft Teams in my office is Copilot. As in, it's as if they're even forcing us that everybody in this organization, you must be using Copilot. But one thing I found with Copilot, the other day I was doing a task. I'd written what I wanted to write. And I'm giving you a real example. And then I put what I'd written. I'd written 3-4 lines. Because I know what I want to do. So I'd written it. After writing what I was trying to do, I then put it on Copilot. And I said, Copilot, help me to improve on this thing I have written. Do you know, because the Copilot is used within my organization, based on what I had written, it was referring me to emails. It referred me to documents on my laptop. And I was like, you wrote this, but this is here. If you need me, he put the link. I was like, it'd be like magic. But so, was I lazy? I didn't start with Copilot. I started with my head. I started with my head. So I wrote out what I wanted, and then I gave Copilot to improve on it. So if you are in secondary school here, I don't even know if you're allowed to use AI yet. You cannot rely solely on AI, and then we're not flexing the muscle in our brains. No. And I'm sure that they don't even allow it yet for you. So please read. Please read. Burn the midnight candle. I don't know if they still use candles, but that's what they used to tell us when we were growing up. Now candle, they take read. So our moms will say, burn the midnight candle. So you too, if it's rechargeable lamp, whatever it is, go and burn it. I hope that helps.
Thank you very much.